Hello there, Nate Jackson, Criterion Collection Reviewer Guy here, wearing a hat because it's almost Christmas. It's December 24th, and it's almost Christmas. I can't believe it. I hope Santa left some Criterion under my stocking, but we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, let me get the greeting out of the way. In the words of Angry Video Game Nerd, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever. Happy Holidays. And if you don't like Happy Holidays, then happy shut the fuck up. And what better way to say Happy Holidays than with number 253, John Cassavetes, A Woman Under the Influence, the perfect holiday movie for you and yours to sit around under the fire, under the fire, next to the fire, so anywhere on the fire. Just watch Gina Rowlands and Peter Falk do their thing in this movie, and it'll just give you a warm, nice feeling in your heart for the future and peace on earth and goodwill toward man. And I'm lying out my ass. This is a depressing ass movie. Oh shit, this is depressing. But it's John Cassavetes. His movies are gonna be depressing. You know, I don't know if he's done a happy movie. I haven't seen a happy movie in this. None of these movies are happy, but that's alright. That's what he do. You know, that's what he do. It's like, you know, that's how it goes. You know. So anyway, I mean, it's the performances are so powerful that you don't really give. You know. Anyway. 1974, 147 minutes, color monorail English, blah, blah, blah. So, basic plot. Nick, played by Peter Falk, Columbo, is a construction worker, has a wife named Mabel, played by Gina Rowlands, Cassavetes' wife. And they have a night plan. They have this special night plan. She's shipped the kids off with their grandmother. They have three kids, and they've shipped them off to their grandmothers. And Nick has to stay late for work. He's working on a site, and he finds out that this sewer pipe breaks, and so all the men have to stay behind and fix it. And so she goes out and meets this guy and takes him home, and I guess they sleep together. Mabel gets upset and meets this guy and takes him home. And the next morning, he notices that she's acting really weird, and so he just kind of leaves, and Nick comes home, and he brings home all all his construction worker friends, and Mabel's kind of surprised to see them all, but she ends up making them spaghetti, and they all sit down for food, and and then she wants to have fun, and and it's funny, she actually asks the names of all the black guys in the group, and I'm wondering if that's probably another racial undertone for her being flirtatious toward another race or something like that, and Mabel being bored or something. Nick is having none of it. Nick just notices he wants to keep Mabel all for herself, I guess, and so he tells her to sit her ass down. That's when I was like, oh boy, this is when it gets good. But no, they just leave. He gets a call. Nick gets a phone call from his mom, and his mom's having trouble, so they all leave. And then I'm trying to remember what happens. So yeah, so they go to bed and they go to sleep, and the grandmother brings the kids home. They wakes them up, and she's like, and Mabel's like, you gotta send these kids to school and all that. And so, but I guess one of the kids, Tony, I think, left his books at home, so he has to go get them. And so grandmother sends him home and then sends him off to school. And Mabel promises the kids that they'll have a party when they get home. And so later on, she's waiting for them outside the school, and she asks all the passers-by for the time, and they just shrug her off, and she gets all yelly and all that. So anyway, the kids come home, and she sets up the party. She invites the neighbor's kids over, and the neighbor is really nervous and noticing how weird Mabel's acting, and he doesn't want to participate in anything. And so basically he just, he runs out, and he notices that all his kids have taken off their clothes or switched clothes. And so Nick comes home and sees the neighbor in, and he gets all yelly. He thinks that he's been sleeping with Mabel or something, and he ends up hitting Mabel, and he throws him out. And so the kids him and the kids out, and so he and Mabel fight, and he ends up, and so Nick finally starts to notice that something's been going on with Mabel, and so he ends up calling in this doctor who apparently gets a right to send her off to a mental institution. And there's a really, really powerful scene with Gina Rowlands where she tries to convince them that she's not crazy, and trying to even convince the doctor that he's the one who needs to be committed. And it's really difficult to explain Mabel. Her behavior is very a little touched. That she's not all there. She mouths a lot of words. She does like these weird sputters, like all the time. And yeah, no, she just kind of just jumps between different conversations. You know, one time she's yelling, and the other time she isn't. And so, yeah, and Nick's mother like bans her from going upstairs to see the kids because she thinks that Mabel's gonna harm them, and Mabel gets upset by this. And so yeah, so finally the doctor finally just takes her away, and I guess someone at Nick's work finds out, and they all get upset. And he gets upset. Nick gets upset that they're all gossiping about her. And so anyway, then we see a title card that says 6 months later. I guess she's released, and Nick, schedules his party. Although at the last minute he throws everybody out because he realizes that that's not it should be just him and her. And but apparently, like, I guess Mabel's family is with her, so they all come in. They sit down and have dinner, and she seems to be okay. She's a little quiet. She's a little, she doesn't say much, but she eventually, wants to tell jokes, and Nick doesn't want her to tell jokes. He wants her to have normal conversation, and she eventually just, wants everybody to leave. And she at one point she actually cuts her hand after she leaves. I guess I don't know how it happened, but she like starts jumping on the couch and she cuts her hand open, and she rinses it off, and she says goodnight to the kids, and that's basically the movie. And it just shows Nick and Mabel just putting the table away, and just like Faces and Shadows, the music is just haunting. It's like piano. There's this one guy, I guess, who played piano and like kazoo and sings along and plays guitar in one scene, and it's very haunting, very dark, and yeah, it's just another bloody fantastic Cassavetes film. Just another one that I want to see again and again. Falk and Rowlands are fantastic actors, and it's hard to see. This is another one that I've told you the plot, but at the same time, I didn't do it justice. It's not like I'm acting out Gina Rowlands' scenes, which I couldn't do what she does. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I'll give this A minus. I'll give it an A. Give it an A. I was gonna give it an A minus just because of the ending. Doesn't seem like there's really a resolution, but I'm learning to cope with the fact that some movies just aren't gonna have a resolution. But the fact that something happened in the movie. Is the resolution, and then it's like she went away, she came back, something happened, so there's the resolution. It's not a complete resolution, it's not a happy ending, but something happened, and I'm going to accept that as the resolution. So there you are. Women Under the Influence, A, great movie, fantastic stuff, and that's basically it. Number 3 in the John Cassavetes 5 films box set is done. Supplements, but the supplements going a little crazy. There's a newly shot interview with Rowlands and Falk talking about working with Cassavetes and working on the film, and it's great to see. I did not know Peter Falk was alive through the 2000s. Did not know that. I don't even know if he's still alive. Now I'm curious. Now I'm going to look up and find out if he's still alive, because now I'm mighty interested. I think he's still alive. Oh no, he died in 2011. Never mind. Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Yeah, so they talk about that, and then but the other thing is a over an hour long audio interview with Cassavetes and he's talking with the film historian Michel Clement, which just goes on for just way too long. And just having to listen to him, and I think part of it is on my end. My TV is my PS3 that I'm watching these on is running on an AV cable because at the time I didn't have an HDMI TV that was HDMI compatible. So when I bought the PS3 like a year ago, it came with a HDMI and they said, do you have an AV? Do you need an AV cable instead? And they swapped it out. And so I've been doing that. However, I think the AV cable's damaged or something. So when I watch these, I hear there's like like if there's not a lot of noise going on, you can hear this noticeable, this weird like buzzing, And with the audio interview, there's a lot of talking, but it's hard to hear sometimes. So I had to turn it up like really loud, and so with that, the audio with the buzz came through too. So I had to sit through an hour-long interview with this buzz, basically, I mean, you can hear it throughout the other movies, but I mean, I can hear it through everything, basically. But it's less distracting, with a movie because there's, it's a little more fast-paced and, it's easier to watch something than to just listen to something and have it buzz, I think some of it also is due to the fact that the TV is displaying a still image while playing audio. Because when I flip through the stills, which are also the other supplement on here, like the buzz changes like with certain colors are on the screen. So yeah, it's just hard to explain. But yeah, so I got a bit of a headache just sitting through that whole thing. I mean, Cassavetes is great to listen to him, hear him talk about these movies, but I just wish it were a movie interview, because just it would have been a little easier to. I would have liked to have seen him being interviewed rather than just listening to him, The audio interviews are kind of just not my thing. And then there's Trailer, which is just bloody fantastic. It's just one of those really trippy psychedelic trailers that, just I can't explain, and I just recommended seeing it just for the trailer. It ends with the word soon, as if he didn't have a date, which he didn't. Apparently it was made on a shoestring budget, and he didn't have a big distributor for this one. He showed it at film festivals, and he asked movie theaters to play it. He gave them money to play the movie, so it's interesting, to show just how shoestring that was, the making of the movie was. Anyway, that's all I can say about it. Woman Under the Influence, great movie. There it goes. All right, so that's it for today. Tomorrow's Christmas. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday and celebrate and do all that things and eat food and celebrate with family and open presents and leave Santa some stockings and some Blu-rays. I mean, the Milka cookies and Blu-rays. And and then Saturday we will get back to it with Killing of a Chinese Bookie. Sunday we'll get to opening night, and then Monday we'll do Constant Forge, Life and Art of John Cassavetes, and that'll be the box set. And and of course Secret Honor, 1088 are on their way. Fat Girl, like I said, I'm hoping to hear back from my library about whether or not I can get that. Otherwise, I will buy it. I will buy it next paycheck, and I'll probably buy the DVD. I don't know if I want to spend the extra money on the Blu-ray. And then Eyes Without a Face, I'm going to talk to my friend, and hopefully we can get together and do a little something special. Do a little special review for you. And and then Fanny Alexander. Oh god, I'm thinking into the new year, and I'm thinking of Bergman. Can't believe one of the first reviews I'm going to do for the new year is freaking Bergman. I'm just, God. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Woman Under the Influence. Morals for Woman Under the Influence. It is a movie about just breakdowns. and just try to just keep a hold of itself. Queen said, keep yourself alive, and just do that, just try to hang in there, because hopefully the best is yet to come for you. I don't know what to say about this movie. It's hard to say anything about these movies except for Shadows, which is easy. Just don't be a racist. It's easy to say that. Same thing with Faces. Like I said, I think I said something like love is, sometimes love just can't fix things. I mean, but love, they do love each other. That's the thing. I think this is not a couple who aren't in love with each other. This is just a couple where the wife is just broken, and that's all I can say. So anyway, happy holidays. That was a joyous romp through a depressing, depression land, 1974 depressing, independent film and all that. And anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Happy holidays, and we will see you on Saturday for Killing of a Chinese Bookie. And until then, take care, everyone, and goodbye.